The success of any live stream begins with solid internet upload speed. But streaming using your studio internet is one thing, and streaming in the field where no internet is provided is a whole different ballgame. Hi, I'm Mike Sabatini for SabTech One-on-One. Let's take a closer look at the challenges and my solution. If you've ever tried live streaming away from home, you may have already encountered some of these challenges. Some venues offer you shared Wi-Fi, and you know we can't use that. Others don't provide internet at all, and while your phone's hotspot may work, it's often not reliable enough for live streaming, as we'll see in a bit. That's why my mobile router is the most important piece of equipment I bring to every event. I chose the CSG M-519 from Connected Services Group, and I've never looked back. I depend on the M519 with Verizon Business for every mobile live stream, whether I'm streaming from the middle of town or a field nowhere near an Ethernet connection. The M519 consistently does its job. Now, rather than spend a lot of time on specifications, I'd rather show you how I use it as the core of my mobile live streaming system. You can check out the link to the Connected Services Group website in the description for all of the tasty details on the M519 and its new replacement. It's called the Catalyst Spark. All right, so let's take a look at a challenging situation similar to what I've encountered in the past. Let's face it, Lakeside in rural Wisconsin should be a streaming challenge. And it was. You know, we've been called upon to set up in some pretty challenging situations from time to time for sports live streaming, but I thought the best place to prove the worth of this 2-bag, 1-tripod live sports streaming setup is to bring it on vacation with me and set it up on a dock right on the lake. Now, talk about a challenging setup. Well, let's take a closer look and see what we get. The gear setup consists of the CSG M-519 router with the Verizon Business SIM. The audio mixer is the Zoom H6 Studio. Cameras were 2 OBSBot Tail Airs and an OBSBot Tail 2. Now, all of them were connected to the system over wired NDI, which the YoloBox Extreme picked up. Camera PTZ control was handled by the Avcan's AV Joy Pro, and the cameras and the joystick controller are powered by PoE, while the audio mixer and the YoloBox are battery powered. The Netgear switch is the only component requiring AC power, and that's provided by the Bluetti EB55 power bank. My seat is a Fishboy collapsible stool, and the tripod is the Sirui SQ75A. I put an affiliate link to my Amazon store in the comments so you can take a closer look at all of these components. Now, despite being in the direct sun on an incredibly hot day, the equipment actually performed pretty well. So the first thing you should always do once you get set up are some internet speed tests. I did 3 tests and they averaged a respectable 15 megabits per second with the M519. The next 3 tests used YoloLive's network bonding, combining the M519 and a SIM card that is in the Extreme. Bonding upload speed averaged 22 megabits per second. I streamed some lake activity at 1080p 60 at 8 megabits per second to YouTube, and I'll put a link to that below so you can check it out. The internal temperature of the YoloBox had risen to a whopping 60 Celsius or 140 Fahrenheit, and the glass was too hot to touch. My phone and the Osmo Pocket 3 that I was using for B-roll had already overheated and shut down, so I decided to end further testing. I was, however, happy with the results I got. If you're a casual mobile live streamer and your phone's hotspot seems to work, that's great, but you are taking chances professionals should not take. Remember, my phone shut down during this test. If you regularly stream productions where viewers are depending on your stream, a dedicated SIM router like the M519 is well worth the investment. Hey, if you like this type of content, I post practical videos on mobile live streaming equipment, setups, workflows based on my real-world experience, and some product reviews along the way. I've had great success with the M519, but it is not the only way to produce a successful professional live stream. I'm interested in hearing about your streaming setup and the internet solutions you rely on. So please add your success stories in the comments. I'm Mike Sabatini for SabTech One-on-One. Thanks for watching. Take care, friends, and we will talk again soon.